a relationship brought some real heartbreak and no more, I can't do this anymore. You know, I'd done so many things before, trying things. I mean, I thought I had these things right.
Yep.
I've done counseling in previous relationships. I've done coaching in some aspect, online books, you know, a couple call here or there. And I was not getting any end result. There was no, it just kept going on. And I, you know, came across you on Facebook and there was no BS on it. I mean, you were right there on it. And it was like, you gave a time limit. You said, this will work. You follow, you do this. And I was resistant, and it's going to be funny. This is from the heart, but
Okay.
The ex's name was your name. And I was resistant to sign up for a while because of it, because I was in that mode.
That's a new one. That's a new
You
one.
know?
Okay. I think it's the first time you told me this.
Yes, it is. So, hey, hold it till the end, you know, but I came to embrace this. This whole thing was for me, and to get past a certain level, and yours was straight in the face. So
yeah,
it was my Christmas gift to myself. You know, Christmas Eve, I reached out and I was like, no more, I can't do this. There has got to be a better way. And this person and everything I watched for a few weeks listening to your advertisements, really.
yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. And I cannot tell you, I am so glad. There were so many things that I knew or this, but I didn't have the dots. You said, give me 100%. I'll give you 1,000 back. You do this, follow it. It will work. No bullshit. It does.
And
so I am here. There you go. Heartbreak, life feeling like I didn't know where I was going. That's what brought me there.
That was a difference maker. You did do your 100%. You understood it's a real workout. You got to do. I mean, I try to overmanage. For anyone listening here, I try to overmanage expectations. Hard work. No fucking unicorns in the next room. No birds. It's hard. It is. And you've got to follow. You've got to follow the process. If you do, you have an incredible reward waiting for you. But it's like in all things in life, nothing worth anything will come to you without clocking your time in the weight room, so to speak. And but the difference is, Andrea, you did it, and that's why you got that. And so, question. Now here we are, 6 or 7 weeks later, whatever that is, 7, or maybe 7 at this point, 7, 8, whatever. Point is, do you now feel like you're given a great Christmas gift?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Greatest gift I gave myself, and I am just blessed to have these tools now. My days are absolutely different. My worst days are better than my worst. I had some horrible days in that time frame, but I didn't end up with ice cream. Didn't end up with a tear-soaked pillow. It's amazing. It's a great process.
So I got a great question. People are going to think this sounds too good to be true here. So I'm just going to ask you here. And again, you don't know the question coming up, but so the question is, how much has changed for you in just 7 weeks across the board? Love, health, and wealth. How much has changed for you?
Oh, so much. There is so much peace in my life in an aspect. I was really run by emotions, and it was a hard thing. And I was in an emotional wreck. Everything was emotional reaction. It was a reaction, not a response. I didn't take the time. This really gave me the ability to breathe, the tools to actually enjoy the opportunities that are put in front of you. I don't even look at them as challenges anymore. They're opportunities to grow. So much has opened up again in my life. There was a blockage with this. So I can't, I'm losing track of that even question now, because I am just excited about this. No, I don't work for you. This worked for me. This has been life-changing, and my days are great.
Wonderful.
Even my worst days.
Ask this here, if you wouldn't mind sharing. So, and that's awesome. You feel great. That's why everyone does the program. It's like you want to have I tell people at the end of the day, if I speak to someone for the first time for 10 minutes, I say, you can tell me all the nonsense in the world. At the end of the day, I know what everyone wants. Everyone wants the same thing. We all have the desire to wake up tomorrow and have the ability to feel fucking great, regardless of our external world, regardless who's in it, not in it, what people say, don't say. We want that is ours for the taking, regardless of what's going on. That's what everyone wants. At the end of the day, everything everyone does is because they believe that action might take them closer to feeling great. That's what everyone wants. And that's fair. And obviously everyone's going to appreciate that you feel better. But quick question here, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what tangible things, what touch it, taste it, feel things have changed for you in, like 7, 8 weeks, like things that are again, you can grab.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I've experienced some great things, but some clarity. I mean, I have set some real clear my dues and what I won't put up with. You know, one of my best things is, nobody owes me anything and I owe nothing. It's a gratitude. I am doing because I want to. And just having that ability to accept changing outcomes to appreciation. It is just a life looking different lens through. It just gives you a whole bunch more peace and a different way of looking at things,
All right, all right. Have you noticed any of your relationships change with family, friends, work? Have you noticed any
work
stuff
has
like
been just milestones, just achieving over and over. I got recognized in the top percentile, got a huge bonus, got a raise, these things are going reflective. Comments from management, even when there's trying things that come up. I work with numbers. You got to be right on all the time.
Sure.
And it's just, even when things come back at you, the positive attitude that it's like, man, we're liking this, they're getting you more involved in the meetings again. And the positive attitude that's coming from it is recognized. And there's a lot more rah, 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 just being around me. People are smiling a lot more just being around. And that is noticeable. I've had people come up to me that I haven't seen, since we don't see many people too often, but wow, no makeup, hair up. And man, you look great. What's going on? And I'm like, oh, it's just, there's an attitude about it. You're walking taller, so noticeable changes. Yes, absolutely. Walking taller, feeling it, owning it, and,
Wonderful.
appreciating the little things.
It's great. So it's the only way to live. So another question here. Okay, so a lot of people, when everyone does a program, I'm always beyond straightforward with people. I tell people, and I'm sure you remember this from our first conversation. I say, no matter I understand your previous relationship. If you're doing this, you're doing it for you and you alone, for you to feel good again. I do not guarantee what the other person's going to do, not do, say, not say. I make that beyond clear. You might have that in the back of your head. And I tell people, I will potentially very much shift the odds in your favor if you want it. And again, I say, when by the time you're done with the program, you very well will not want it anymore. But if you did want it, it's very likely that those odds will be shifting in your favor. But I make it very clear, if you do this, it is for you alone. I do not promise anyone's going to do anything, say anything. This is everyone has something called free will. You remember this conversation, how straightforward I was with you on that one, correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I will, if anything, over manage expectations so people don't have any fucking, illusions in their head. This is for you. It's for you alone. The other person you might not ever hear from again. Who knows? Again, and that's that. So you remember that conversation, right?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay. Again, over manage expectations here. Anyone listening to this call, you're doing this for you alone. I will shift the odds in your favor, but you know what? Who fucking knows? Maybe you'll hear from them, maybe you won't. At the end of the day, we have something called free will, and we respect that. So, but so how do you feel now, like 6 or 7 weeks later after the program? What is your, like, as far as that previous relationship, how would you describe your feeling towards it, your thoughts towards it? Like, just how does it now resolve in your mind as far as how things are?
I am total different mindset from where I started, life, how could this happen? Whatever. I did get the opportunity. They did come back to try to see how it was. Temperature test kind of thing.
Yep.
It was amazing. Going through, building up, setting, what my wants and diswants. I was able to identify immediately what it was. And I was happy. And actually, this came right at the same time while I'm experiencing some joyous things, such as my job that day. They were doing nice things, but it's like, hey, great. It is great to see you. I heard you got somebody else in your life. I'm so happy for you. They're like, but wait, what? And I'm like, no, it's all good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good time. And I'm okay with it. I have no ill feelings. I'm not sitting there going, why wasn't I good enough anymore? I understand. This is just not where it was. And now I'm accepting of those things. And boy, what a freeing thing, because I wouldn't be here today if that person didn't play this part in my life.
Yeah.
And so looking back at that, I appreciate this person now. And from 7-8 weeks ago, wow, I couldn't even begin to tell you that I would even think that way. I couldn't even say the name. So
now,
and now I am loving it. It's great.
So like, again,
a definite freedom.
Yeah, it's
new perspective on how relationships should be. And that was learning to love myself even more.
Wonderful. so now, and again, I tell people this too. This is another thing I say. Now, this sounds a lot of people too good to be true. But again, I like to say overmanage expectations. I say you might be very well surprised how you feel differently about that person when you're done. You might actually be, no matter what they did, even if it was bad, whatever, you might actually feel incredibly grateful for them, that they were your catalyst, that they're the ones that actually pushed you to do something you should have done a long time ago. So as much as you might not like them, hate them, feel hurt by them, at the end of the program, at the very end, if you stick it through, you might actually be grateful for them. And a lot of people, when they do this program, they don't see how that could possibly be. And like what you said there, I couldn't even say their name. But now, here we are. Is it almost crazy to see how you feel about the situation, that you actually, feel grateful for them? Like, you're like, wow, thank you for being that person that actually got me to do what I did. Is it almost seem like crazy that you actually feel like that about them now?
It is. It really is. I mean, sometimes I actually kind of go, really? Because don't get me wrong, I'm human. There's things that pop up. There's something that will cross your path, and it's like, oh, and you'll feel it for a moment, but then it's like, wait a minute. I look at where I'm at and what I'm looking forward to. I can appreciate it a lot differently, and I am able to get past that. And it's really quite amazing. And like I said, I live in a small area. You cross paths all the time. People are around. We're still kind of closed down, but it's going to open up again. And this is life. People talk, and it's different. And you don't feel like you have to hide or perform for anybody else anymore. It's who I am, and I'm accepting of that scenario. And I'm very grateful for it, actually. And you said, how can you go from this to that? I wouldn't have believed it either, but it happened. It really did happen, and good things are happening. And it's hard work, but I am thankful. I have the tools to do it.
That, but you did it. You did
and there
it.
were other things. I had family things blow up. People didn't understand where I was stepping my boundaries. I'm a doer. I'm a giver. That's who I am. I get great joy out of it, but it was also used for an approval. And I learned that really quickly and identified this through this process. And people kind of went, whoa, she's not here for me. But I stood my grounds, and families are coming stronger, and they're like, hey, what's kind of going on? And wow, you're happy, and it's not effective. It's not affecting me, excuse me, the same way. I let them be them. It's okay to let them go fall on their face. I don't got to fix it. Let's help each other if we want to, but if not, hey, we can do this. And this was just, like I said, the tools were amazing to understand that. So more than just relationship, it's family, it's life. And how you're working with everybody. So a lot of changes.
And feel that. And I think this is a really great way to close here, because I think this is nice, to the point, conversation. But a nice way to close that is, at the end of the day, I actually spoke with a client that graduated about 6-7 months ago, and he's having some challenges in other areas, not relationships, but other areas. And I spoke to him because, like Andrea, I look, at the end of the day, this is not a cheap program, right? Like, you see the effort I put. I will do everything I need.
I'm worth it. They're worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, but when they pay, I'll do whatever I need to do. And look, if someone's going to do that, they'll put the faith in me. I do care. I want that person to succeed for the long haul. And I found out about someone who's having some challenges in other areas, outside of relationships. And I felt the need to reach out to him last night. We spoke for a little bit, and I said the same thing I said to him, that I'm saying not just to you, Andrea, but I'm saying to everybody here. Most people live in the world of, like, the idea of attachment, like we're attached to the people. That's complete bullshit. It's not. We're no more attached to people than we are to fucking food or drugs or whatever. It's all wiring. It's all conditioning. It's all chemistry. That's all that is. I mean, think how crazy it sounds. The idea that there's any one person that is your doorway to enjoy your life, and if they don't participate, you're not going to enjoy your life. And that's fucking insane. You hear? I mean, that sounds crazy. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. It's all chemistry. It's all biology. It's all wiring. That's all that is. And so whenever you have a situation with a person, a thing, a situation, at the end of the day, you have a choice. You can either continue a conditioning like what you've been doing here, and say, you know what, I'm going to buy into the bullshit I've been told since I was fucking 10 years old or whatever that is. It's all nonsense. You don't have to. And I said that to that person too. I go, even though you did the course with me specifically on relationships, nothing changes here. Even these people that you're going through some challenges with, people you care about, at the end of the day, they don't want you to fucking suffer. They don't want you to feel bad. They want you to fucking go out there and get it and enjoy yourself. even they want you to enjoy your life. So if they want you to enjoy your life, why the fuck would we torture ourselves? Why would we do that to ourselves? There's only one reason. It's because we are taught that we need to suffer and revel, not revel, like mourn or just feel bad, or it's because we're taught that. But that's bullshit. Even the person the concerns wouldn't want you to do that. So why would we do that ourselves? The only reason left is the fact that because that's the nonsense we're taught. And if we don't do that, we're bad people because we're going out there enjoying our lives. That's fucking nonsense. So I said to him, listen, nothing has changed here. At the end of the day, it's all biology, it's all chemistry, it's all wiring, it's all conditioning. You can choose if you want to buy into the bullshit and re-solidify, rewire those old neurological networks, or you can say, you know what? This is another opportunity to get to that gym and continue my conditioning and continue to prove to myself how fucking powerful I am. And it's up to you. And I was saying to you, I'm saying to everyone here, you don't have to suffer. It doesn't matter what that situation is. From a biological perspective, it's all the same. It's details. It's a story. You can fucking feed the story, the areas of your brain that are you're not going to be happy that you feed if you want to, or you'd say, you know what, I don't have to do that. I don't have to suffer. And that's up to everyone here. And at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's what Andrea learned is a conditioning. When you have that, you don't have to. It's every day has the potential to be fucking incredible, simply for the sake you're conditioned that way. And with that said, any day that's challenging, okay, maybe it's challenging. I mean, I don't get away without having challenging days. Sure, I have challenging days, but they're still good days. They're challenging, but they're still good. For example, even after I get off this call here, I know I got like a few challenges waiting for me. That's okay. That's going to be the workout that is going to be the rite of passage to where I want to go. And I'm going to choose to execute because, as you know, 2 minutes is too fucking long. Absolutely. I'm going to execute, do what I need to do, and I'll use that to get to a brand new level. But for anyone listening to this call here, the reason why Andrea did as well as she did is she did the work. She had a specific process. She had a workout that actually addressed the core, and that is what allows her to show up at a different level, feel a different level. And when you feel great, you speak great. When you feel great, you do great. When you feel great, you make different decisions, and that's why your whole life changes. And that's the end. Game, set, match.
Absolutely.
And that makes you
oxygen mask first.
Yep. So yep. And so that's it. So for the rest of your life, Andrea, this is your power. This is your choice. It doesn't matter what the fuck comes your way. You might have challenges. That's true. But no matter what, nothing changes. Just keep going, doing the way you've learned here for all avenues. I mean, think about it. You did one of the hardest things you had in your life. Like you said in the call, you can even say that person's name in the beginning. And now, not only are you saying their name, you're grateful. You're even telling them again, thanks, no thanks. I mean, it's a whole different world, and you're grateful for them.
Absolutely.
If you did the hardest part in this situation, you have every reason to know it doesn't matter what those things are. There's just details. So all you gotta do is fucking execute, and that's it.
Absolutely. I thank you very much, Lance. This has been awesome. Life is just an open opportunity now, and it's been great.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
The next level awaits you.
Oh, yes. Watch out here. What you put into it was really felt, and I wanted to give that back to you as well, because that was much appreciated.
So, yeah, I mean, I do give tough love, right? I mean, like
I
can't sugarcoat things. It's a hard process.
No.
But I always try to stay
I knew
respectful.
You cared. It was there.
I to let you know I care. Stay respectful.
You had my back.
Yeah, that let you know I had your back. But at the end of the day, I can't sugarcoat things. It's a workout. I mean, if I was your personal trainer, I'm going to say, okay.
You couldn't do it for me.
Huh?
No, you couldn't do it for me. But you told me how to do it. You showed me how to do it. And I'm very grateful for that. So